So joining us tonight, Callan Diggs is here. Hey, Callan.
Hey, Ian.
Finally, we get you on the show. You moved up to New Hampshire a few years ago. What year was it that you moved up here?
That was the summer of 2011.
Wow, was that long?
Yeah, actually, initially I started off in Wolfboro, New Hampshire, in the Lakes region.
Okay.
And then afterwards, in August, I started living in Nashua.
And you got in touch with me, and you'd been interested in doing radio, and you've got your own podcast called Reaching the Finish Line, and you can go to reachingthefinishline.com to get that. And there's a book as well.
Indeed.
And
same title.
Listeners of LRN.FM probably recognize your voice because your show is one of the great liberty-oriented podcasts that we air over on LRN.FM. But now you weren't mobile when you were in Nashua. You didn't have a car, so you weren't able to easily come out this way. So we never actually got to meet just because it just never worked out that way. There are that many people in New Hampshire who care about liberty, and it's easy to just get involved in stuff in one area. Then you ended up moving down to Texas and then Mexico.
Yeah,
right?
I was in Austin. For about a little over 2 years, and I kind of went down at the wrong time because that was the real estate boom, and I guess I was part of it because there was like 1,500 people moving there every week.
Wow! And
because at that point, when I first moved down there, it was like 2 jobs for every one person because a lot of Apple was moving there.
It's like lots of hiring.
Yeah, indeed. So, but I got tired from that, and I moved to Mexico.
And you were how long in Mexico?
More or less a year and a half.
A year and a half
altogether. Yeah.
And how much Spanish did you know when you went down there?
Basic at best.
Yeah,
very elementary. But Duolingo was very helpful. People who don't know it is
Duolingo.
Yes,
that's an app.
Yes, is an app. Is free.
Really?
Web app, mobile app, and you could pretty much learn any language on there. And besides the high school and university classes I had, I also subscribed to Duolingo, and that was very helpful. And everything else in Spanish I kind of picked up when I was there.
That's awesome. I love the idea of the kind of immersion learning. I wish I had paid more attention in Spanish class, but I cheated in Spanish too, and so I was pretty crippled when I went down to Mexico to visit.
But you were also in a tourist area where
I was.
My limited experience with Mexico is in the tourist areas. Pretty much everybody speaks English.
That wasn't my experience. Not at your typical cheap restaurant or whatever. If you go to the expensive restaurant, then yes, their waiters are likely to speak English. But if you're just at a taqueria, then no English.
And again, my limited experience with Mexico was about 5 hours in Tijuana.
Okay.
And all of the street vendors.
That's right across the border.
Yeah. It is right across the border, but it's also a tourist area. And, the street vendors were all pitching their wares
in English. That makes sense. That makes total sense. In Acapulco, definitely still a tourist area, no doubt about it, where we were, but not as consistent, I don't think, as Tijuana.
It's more like I like to say like a Miami-style city.
What, Acapulco?
Yeah.
Did you spend some time down there?
Yeah, I was there for the conference, not the previous one, but the one before that.
Okay.
And then afterwards, I stayed a week down there.
Yes, because we didn't meet at this year's in Acapulco because you weren't able to be there for us.
Right.
But here you are now. You've come back to New Hampshire, which is wonderful, and it's your first time in Keene.